stretching the quads and low back. I will be your host, John Rogers.
We're going to start like this, in that lunge position, okay? So, a few things going on. I'm pushing my back toe into the floor, squeezing my butt cheek. I'm trying to tuck my rib cage, and I'm trying to pull with my front heel, okay? So all of that together is just activating all of the muscles around the hips, around the pelvis, so it keeps it in the same position, okay? We want our bucket to stay neutral, our bucket being our pelvis, okay? What generally tends to happen is we get in this position, and if we're not trying to keep everything tight, we get overextended, and then that bucket tips forward. We lose a lot of the stretch, okay? So we want to try and keep that bucket neutral. Squeeze the butt, press the toe down, pull the hip in, ribs. Yeah, okay? If you have something you can push down on, broom handle, door frame, whatever, go for it. And then we're looking to hold that for about a minute. And then intermittently, you can press that back toe and then really try and drive the hips through as much as you can. Just make sure that you're not losing that low back position. We want it to be nice and flat. We don't want to be flaring the ribs, okay? It's the number one way that our body will mask being more flexible when really all we're doing is losing tension, okay? So there is our quad stretch. We're going to do that for a minute and a half on each side, okay? And then from there, we're going to go into low back. And for this, we're going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to do cat-cow, okay? Now, this cat-cow is going to be a little bit different than normal. Normal cat-cow, we kind of do like a global flexion and then global extension. What we're going to do is kind of what I guess you would call it a cars, a spine cars, okay? So what we're going to do is you're going to start from your tailbone, and I want you to try and tuck one vertebrae at a time until you work up your back and then down. And then you're going to work from your tailbone again, and you're going to try and extend one vertebrae at a time. And then once again, starting from the low back. And then extension, starting from the low back. All right? So it'll kind of feel like you're kind of waving a little bit. Chris is laughing in the back there, probably because I'm doing a terrible job of it, all right? It feels really nice, all right? But it takes a little bit of extra focus, okay? You're going to feel like your abs are working a little bit harder than normal. He's having such a hard time laughing. Probably because it looks like I'm twerking in slow-mo. It's okay, I get that a lot. Most people just pay me, and then they just slow-mo it, and then that's what I was doing was this exercise, okay? Moving along, so you're looking to do about 10 times through that. Apparently you'll feel really weird doing it, okay? Just based on Chris's reaction. So from there, he's still laughing. From there, we're gonna go into our strength portion, okay? So recently this week, we did a 1.5 Cossack squat. Today we're gonna do 1.5 Bulgarian split squats. So for that, I'm going to walk over to Chris and take my box back. He's crying, by the way. Tears of joy. All right. So we have our box. So 1.5 is going all the way down, and then up halfway, back down, all the way up. Okay? Down, up, down, all the way up. There's one, okay? You are going to do 10 of those on each side. So since you're in that position, you're staying in that position for 10, then switch, okay? And then to go with that is going to be a heel slide hold, okay? So we're going to go onto your back, and it's going to be a single leg hold. So you're going to go up into that glute bridge, lower your leg out, find tension, and then 20-second hold, okay? So you're trying to keep your hips up off the floor. So really just kind of go with whatever you're able to do. If that's hard for you to hold, then stay there. If that's hard for you to hold, stay there. If you can barely get yourself into a glute bridge, then you can stay there too, okay? Just really work with the skill level and the difficulty level that you have, all right? So, now into the meat and potatoes. This is going to be a mean one. So today, you are doing a 10-minute wall sit, okay? Put your back against the wall, lower yourself down so you're 90 degrees at the knee and the hip, okay? I know that you can't do it 10 minutes straight, and if you can, you're probably cheating, all right? Or you can go onto the world record, and then you can make a video of how you did it, and then everyone can be like, you're actually not doing it, just like the push-up champion. Okay, now, while you're doing that 10 minutes, whenever you have to break, then you have to stand up, and you are going to do 5 devil's press. Okay, so our devil's press is just our burpee on top of the dumbbell, and up, and then we switch. Okay, 5 of those. 7 front squats, dumbbell in the front rack position, squat, and then 9 sit-ups. Okay, for your sit-ups, I don't care how you do them, feet anchored, clamshell, whatever. 9 sit-ups. Okay, once you are done, the 5, 7, 9, back on the wall, and continue from where you left off. Okay. My suggestion for you, just so you're not doing extra work or setting a world record because you didn't do enough, is write down on a whiteboard or a piece of paper how far you got in one set, and then add them all together as you go. Also, try and keep the numbers square. If you plank for 1 minute and 17 seconds, it's going to get a little bit tricky, all right? So try and break yourself off at like 1:15 or 1. Or 45, because that's much easier to keep track of than really obscure numbers, especially in the middle of a workout when your heart rate's really high. Math is difficult, okay? So, 10-minute wall sit, whenever you have to pause, 5, 7, 9, go right back into it, and the fastest you can get through that 10 minutes, the better. All right, that's all for us today, guys. Have a good day.